friends, how are you? I'm Marga Massery, your CFO Solutions Queen. I'm here today to talk about a very interesting story that just happened to me. And I really think you guys are going to like this story today. I was doing Friday stories with Margot on Friday, and people were liking it, and I was getting a lot of messages. But now I was going to save it for tomorrow, but this story just really feels alive, and that I'm excited to share it. So I was having a phone call, a creative, brainstorming phone call with my writer, and he just got married, and he let me know he's having a baby. And I was like, oh my God, you're having a baby. You know, when you have remote relationships with people that you work with, you don't always get to know about them and what's going on. And he felt that he did tell me, and it could be that he did and I wasn't fully hearing him or I missed the message. It was great because I was able to share some things with him that he found useful. Now, what he was telling me is that his baby is due to give birth, due in December. Not exactly sure how I'm saying this right. So that they're having the baby in December 31st. Now, I'm very familiar with that because my daughter was born in December. And so I was in the hospital with New Year's and around Christmas time with her, so I totally knew what that felt like. So the general feel in the air is that when you're about to have another baby, it's like, oh, get it in before year end because you get a tax deduction. Oh my God, it's going to be hard because Christmas, New Year's, there's not going to be any help, or the baby's going to be ignored because, it's year end and Christmas time and people are going to be busy with other things. Now, all those things are just not true. They're just not true. And there's a lot of beliefs in there and things that are out there that people talk about that really get taken away. And I'm going to go through them one by one. So the first thing is that, yeah, you do get a deduction if you have the baby this year. But what's the reverse of that? Now, all sorts of things can happen when you raise your child as a December baby, that the school systems have their ways of what grade your child will be in. So my daughter in December, she was pushed ahead a year and not in the year that she was born because she was a December baby. So as it was all great that she that she was born and we got the tax deduction in the year that she was born. Raising my child, in terms of what was best for her was a different story. So these are some of the advantages when you have an accountant or a CPA on staff that you get access to when you work with someone like me, your outsourced CFO, that you get help with when these types of things happen, that you never know what type of information you're going to pick up. So tax-wise, it's a total benefit that he'll have the baby this year. But raising the child for next year is a different story. Is it a good choice to have the baby in January because they'll be in the year that they were born? Will they feel that, will they feel better being the oldest in the grade instead of the youngest? My daughter for a very long time was very conscious about, and she won't appreciate me sharing this, but it was hard that she was the youngest. And I know how that feels because I'm a November baby, and I was the last, or at the end of getting my license. I was at the end of the bat mitzvah, the party that you have when you're 12. I was one of the last to turn 16. I was at the end of the spectrum to have a lot of the things. And when you're younger, these things matter. But when you're older, it'd be like, you could say it like, oh, it's really cool. I'm first getting my license now, so I get a better choice on if I'm going to get a car or if I'm going to still take the bus every day. It's all how you shift your perspective and how you tweak to how to look at these things. So as my writer, I love him so dearly, and he knows that we were on a creativity phone call for MBS, he got some free tax advice, which I would give him in a heartbeat in my sleep. Where I'm like, hey, dude, tax-wise, it's all great, but raising your child is a different way. And I share this because, we get taken away about saving money. We get taken away about tax strategies, or, not paying or not investing ourselves and seeing the benefits of these things. Now, the benefit is that one tax advice can save you loads and loads of money. I was on a walk the other day with a good friend of mine, and I just happened to babble some things that were going on. And she was like, Margo, why don't you just sell this so that you don't have to do that? And I was like, that is genius. I was like, it's reflecting back to you what you're not realizing, and you don't know what could come out of that. The beauty when you stay in the openness of your heart of possibilities to see yourself as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, and every day when you have multiple roles. I mean, like this morning I was making my kids breakfast, and I said to myself, I'm like, I'm living my dream, my lifelong dream of being there for my kids. It sets my bar every day and my heart when I'm sending my kids off with a warm breakfast. I'm sitting there in the morning, where some people are struggling to wake up, and I struggle to wake up, but I wake up because my kids, they look forward to that breakfast. My daughter, she has her pancakes with chocolate chips. Jojo now wants his shakshuka, and I'm like right there making them and making sure that they make the bus. And there's no other way that I'd rather spend the day. And I still get to build my business. I still get to service my clients. I still get to be a good mom. I still get to service Margo. And in a little while, I have a lunch date with somebody, or a brunch date, whatever you call these things. And I get to do it. And I'm still accomplishing my goals. So the takeaway from this live is that I want to share with you is that, investing in yourself is key. And you having a closer relationship with your accountant and having regular check-in meetings, people get scared by that. But instead see it as an opportunity to build your dreams and get closer to them. The biggest thing that people say is like, oh, my bookkeeper never calls me back. My CPA, I haven't spoken to him in months. You haven't spoken to him in months because you're avoiding it. It's not the CPA's fault. It's not the bookkeeper's fault. It's not the CFO's fault. The second that you want something, people are going to respond. They want the business, and life is out there. So if you're chasing business and you're running away from it, that's what's going to come into your world. So if you're running away from things, that's what you're bringing in. If you're looking for answers and you're looking to get better, that's what's going to come into your world. And the more that you face those challenges, the better life comes, and the more your dreams are going to come true. So sit and take this, and breathe in, everything that I shared, because, when you open your heart and when you look at the possibilities out there in life, you just realize, another quick story is that a very close friend of mine, I used to think it was crazy. She would open up her store every day at 11 o'clock. But now I call her my heroette, because she was raising her kids all this time in peace and then taking care of her job and accomplishing both. And now it's like I look at her and I'm like, where was I all these years, and not doing that? And sometimes when you talk about things and you reflect and you have relationships with people, they help you with those types of things. And it's a peaceful way to live instead of running like challenges. It's like when you look at the ocean and you have those waves that go up and down and up and down, that's entrepreneurship. But then if you take yourself out of the equation and you take yourself out of your mind and you think of yourself as the observer and that you're not those thoughts, it's a very different way of deciding of what your action should be. And I offer you, if you guys are live or if you're watching the replay, I would love for you to check in with me. I offer you a free consultation call with me, or a discovery call with me on what's going on with your business. And, we can see how I can help you. The advantages to working with me is that you have a built-in CFO component, no matter which level of services that we go and we design for you. So I hope you enjoyed today's story and shares, and anything, let me know how I can help you. Have a great rest of your day, And I'm going to go get ready for my lunch, brunch date. Love you all. Bye.